One more time. Ready? All right. Ready to throw it at me? 2, 1.
His name was Otto Warmbier. He was an American citizen and student at the University of Virginia. On a tourist trip to North Korea in 2016, Warmbier was detained by authorities for allegedly trying to steal a propaganda poster from his hotel. For most of the civilized world, this act would be nothing more than a delinquent prank. But to the totalitarian communist regime of North Korea, this was considered an act of treason. Warmbier was held on a sham trial in which he was sentenced to 15 years of hard labor, North Korea's version of the Gulag. Despite his outcry for mercy, the ruthless North Korean dictatorship detained Warmbier for over a year and a half, until finally he was sent back to his home in the US, in a coma. 1 week later, Warmbier died surrounded by his loving family. The cause of death was severe neurological damage and head trauma, likely caused by torture inflicted by his North Korean captors. The death of Warmbier by the hands of North Korean authorities in the phony trial they conducted is a direct violation of human rights. It should be obvious to most everyone that the punishment here did not fit the crime. And yet somehow this obvious injustice is portrayed by certain media outlets as adequate punishment for a man who is apparently worth no more than his skin color or his supposed position of privilege as defined by social justice advocates. In other words, because he's a white college student, he had it coming to him. In response to Warmbier's death, Affiliate magazine tweeted this: "Watch whiteness work. He wasn't a kid or innocent. You can't go to another country and try to steal from them. Respect their laws." Now, I took a look at Affinity's Twitter profile, and on there they state social justice plus politics plus culture. By the way, 3 things that should never fucking mix. Also, apparently they're written by teens for teens, which begs the question, why the fuck would anyone want to read what a magazine published by teens would have to say about politics, especially when they make statements as mentally deficient as this one? Here's why their tweet is completely stupid. First of all, the government doesn't grant you rights. All people are born with certain inalienable rights. People who supposedly stand for social justice should hold this belief the most strongly, and yet they seem to be the ones who are the most ignorant of it. Alright, listen, Affinity magazine. If you hold respecting a communist dictatorship's fucked up laws to a higher standard than someone's right to live over simply stealing a poster, then you are completely morally bankrupt, you are an evil entity, and nothing you publish should ever be read by anyone ever. You are fucking monsters. Moving on from there, my good friends at the Huffington Post also added their 2 cents to this story back in 2016 when Warmbier was first detained. The article was by a woman named La Shah, and it was titled, "North Korea proves your white male privilege is not universal." Damn, Huffington Post. Back at it again with the white race. In it, she writes, "Another young white man who went to an Asian country and violated their laws and learned that the shield his cis white male identity provides here in America is not Teflon abroad. That kind of reckless gall is an unfortunate side effect of being socialized first as a white boy and then as a white man in this country. Every economic, academic, legal, and social system in this country has far more than 3 centuries functioned with the implicit purpose of ensuring that white men are the primary benefactors of all privilege. I'm a black woman, though. The hopeless fear Warmbier is now experiencing is my daily reality." Okay, so let me get this straight. An American citizen goes to North Korea, tries to take a poster, gets detained by the authoritarian government there, and yet somehow this is all about white privilege. Really? Your daily life as a black woman in America is comparable to someone being detained by the North Korean dictatorship?
It's really, really difficult to sometimes find the time to do things for yourself and for your family.
막 머리끼가 하늘로 서는 그런 고장입니다. 말로 표현해도 이해해 갈 수 없는 곳이에요.
How are you?
Hi, Kim. Hi.
Cameron's more sleepy than ready for a workout, but we're gonna get it in. Perfect.
이제 피 검사를 해요. 임신했나 뭐 성병 왔나 이런 걸로. 그렇게 검사하고 이제 임신한 사람들은 이제 다 유산시키는데 이제 그 일하러 가갖고 이제 여자들 오전 임신한 여자들 그런 데를 일하러 많이 보내거든요. 이제 일하러 가갖고 그 힘든 이 산길 있잖아요. 짐 지고 올라갔다 내가 올라갔다.
Because I'm starving and I'm about to get very hangry. I know it's not their fault that I haven't eaten, but girl.
진짜 배가 너무 고파갖고 막 남의 집들 가다가 이제 개 먹거리 준다던가 뭐 소먹거리 준데 콩알이라도 있으면 그거라도 막 주워 먹고.
Yeah, those two things are pretty much the same. I can't believe somebody looked at this article and was like, yeah, that checks out. Let's publish that on our website. You know, like, why is race being brought into this? I just don't understand. Everything is not deducible by race and skin color and privilege. Like, does this guy just deserve to die because he's white? Do all white people deserve to die because all white people are inherently racist and privileged? Is that how this fucking works? I just fucking, okay, like, okay, fine, okay. You know what? Fuck it. I might as well be fucking white today. So, yeah, okay. I guess I fucking deserve to die then.
We get it almost every night. And when that moon gets so big and bright, it's super you roll the night. Everybody was dancing in the moonlight, dancing in the moonlight. Everybody was feeling warm and right. It's such a time and that's a sight. Everybody's dancing in the
Larry Wilmore also did a piece on this topic back when Warmbier was first detained, and while I don't have a problem with comedy in tragic situations, in this case, Wilmore doesn't seem to think it's tragic at all. In fact, he does a lot of victim blaming here, saying, quote, "I'm sorry guys, it's just hard for me to have sympathy for this guy and his crocodile tears because he allegedly stole the North Korean hotel banner as an initiation prank for the University of Virginia's secretive Z Society." Yeah, I'm sure those were crocodile tears as he was pleading for his life, probably knowing that he would never see his family again. In fact, Wilmore finds the situation so funny that he turned it into a skit. And in that skit, he asks his guests, how do you not see that it's not okay to steal stuff from North Korea? I don't have a problem so much with Wilmore using comedy, but it was in poor taste, and more importantly, he focused on scrutinizing Warmbier's benign actions rather than focusing on the obvious injustice carried out by the North Korean government. Wilmore also makes a joke saying, it's all the way at the bottom, so it's easy to miss, but it says, frat bro privilege not valid in totalitarian dystopias. Listen, Otto von Crybaby, if you're so anxious to go to a country with an unpredictable megalomaniac in charge, just wait a year and you'll live in one. It's coming, you guys. You know that shit is coming. Make America great. Wilmore is right about one thing, though. North Korea is a totalitarian dystopia, which is always going to be a risk to be in. And I've heard first-hand accounts of this. My friend and a fellow YouTuber named Vexed has actually made a video about North Korea when he was there. In fact, he very easily could have ended up like Warmbier based on his own account. So I decided to contact him and do a small interview for this video.
Yeah, I went to North Korea around December, January, just a few months ago. And essentially, it was the one-year anniversary of Otto Warmbier staying there. I stayed in the same hotel, did the same thing as him, basically went on the same tour as him. So it was a little bit spooky. I kind of went there to record YouTube videos, right? And
yeah.
I'd done this after watching Fun for Lewis do it. He did it so seemingly easy. He made it look safe. He made it look easy. So I went, and as I found out, it really isn't all that safe. Otto Warmbier was like kind of in my mind the whole time I was here because it's basically the same age as me. We were kind of doing something similar. Something is illegal because going to North Korea as a journalist under a tourist visa will basically get me the same sentence as Otto Warmbier. So I was really scared doing it. I told no one why I was there. I didn't tell anyone I was a YouTuber.
And you almost got detained, right?
The guides were watching me really closely, and I don't say that as a paranoid person. Like, I've never felt watched in my life. But they were definitely watching me, not letting me walk around on my own. I was reported by a Chinese guide the one who's not North Korean told me the North Korean guides were talking about whether I could be trusted or not to make anti-North Korean videos. And that when I heard that, I got really scared. One time my camera got taken away from me, and they went through the footage when I was it was really scary because they found footage of me in a bathroom talking about privacy and security and having like no security in North Korea. And I deleted that really quickly. Luckily, the person watching it didn't understand English, but I deleted that video really quickly. I deleted a lot of my footage, and I think they were watching me really closely, and I think I was pretty close to being detained. I was afraid while I was there that I would leave the country. And it is definitely risky to go to North Korea as an American citizen. Him being left in a coma is unusual. Normally they release Americans without issue, but I've read a lot of books about North Korea and the prison camps, and they have like really bad stuff there where they like basically torture people in pressure chambers and they fuck people up. So I would think that Otto Warmbier was suffocated or intentionally had brain damage caused to him.
So it wasn't, because the official report was sleeping pill and botulism or something, which is like just like food poisoning essentially. But yeah, so do you think they were trying to kill him or just trying to send him a message, or either, or both, or what do you think?
They didn't want to kill him. I'll tell you why. North Korea releases prisoners in prison camps if they're going to die before they die. That way they don't die in the prison camp's hands. So they'll release them back to their family when they've got like a few days left to live or whatever. And that's kind of similar to them releasing him to America before he died. They didn't want to kill him because if he had died in North Korean custody, like it would be an even worse situation.
Oh, right. But now they can just say he died in American custody at least, so it's not as severe.
He died in American custody. He was totally brain damaged. He was in a he was vegetable when he came back.
Beyond fucked up. Holy shit.
Yeah, he was completely fucked up.
It disgusts me to see that certain news outlets try to spin this story to fit their social justice narratives when it has nothing to do with that. Otto's death will forever serve as a stark reminder of the atrocities that North Korea commits against its own people and even tourists. Hopefully steps are taken to prevent this from ever occurring again. This has been Glink. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.
Please, act to save me. Please, think of my family.
Tonight, Warmbier's parents say their son has, quote, completed his journey home, that Otto Warmbier died today at 2:20 p.m. Eastern Time. The family says when he arrived in Cincinnati last week in a vegetative state, Warmbier's face looked anguished, but within a day, they say, his face changed. He was at peace, they say. Warmbier's doctors told reporters they'd discovered he had lost much of his brain tissue due to cardiopulmonary arrest, and that 2 brain scans sent by the North Koreans suggested he'd been in a vegetative state for at least 14 months.
Shit.